think, like all things in life, you don't know the future and you can't predict outcomes. There are too many forks in the road as you make your decisions. And if you concentrate and you get a bit lucky, you take the right fork and you end up maybe in where you're meant to end up. And starting Prescient was a bit like that. I had effectively retired and I met Guy for a drink here at the Alphen Hotel 25 and a bit years ago. And we were having a few drinks and Guy wanted to do something else. And at that time, a client that was from a previous company asked me to help them with a consultancy, and they paid us a fee. So we said, well, we're getting this money, what must we do with it? We can either get a bungalow in Clifton and go and trade for our own account, or we can start a business. So after a few more whiskies, we decided to start a business. One or two further, we called the manager and said to him, does he have any space in the Alphen Hotel for us to work from? 10 o'clock at night, he took us to the stables, which were around the back here, and showed us that, and we decided to take it. The next day we got a table and a TV to watch some sport, and we set about starting a company.
Yeah, so how did we start the name Prescient? Well, we were sitting in this actual room 25 years ago and trying to work out a name for the company, and there was a bar around the corner there and we saw a bottle of Pimm's, so we thought, okay, well, IM is quite simple, that's investment management, so what's the P? So we sat here and we thought partners that night. And the next day we went into the office and found out when you register a company name, you have to supply 3 names. So we sat with the dictionary and went through all the P's. We found another one called Pinion. Pinion is a small cog that drives a series of cogs, or is the part of a bird's feather that enables the bird to fly. So we liked that one a lot. And then we found Prescient, which was further on in the alphabet. And Prescient means foreknowledge. We thought, okay, well, that's actually a very good name for an investment management company. So we submitted the 3 names and Prescient was the one we were allowed to use. Yeah, that's where it came from. We had one client who said, yeah, in a crossword, one across. If you have this, then you know the answer, and that's Prescient. Very good word. Yeah. One thing we both believed then, and it becomes more and more apparent in modern times in the markets, is you have no ability to predict. You don't know what's going to happen. I saw Warren Buffett says, anyone who predicts anything, all it tells you about is about the person, not the future. And that's quite right. So what we always tried to focus on was structuring portfolios to give the client what they want, so they don't get negative surprises. And we both had a very strong fixed income and derivative background, so we knew how to structure portfolios to give the client what they expect to get, and always focus on minimizing the downside risk. So always trying to eliminate negative surprises to a client, and caring about the client is knowing what he wants, spending time with the client, making sure he knows what he wants, or if he's changed what he wants, and just keep restructuring the portfolio to give him what he needs. I think it's about the care. I think it's very easy to treat clients or money that you manage as a commodity, and I think that's, for me, the big differentiator is if you care about the client, you do the right things. You're not always going to get the markets right, but if you care about them, it keeps you in good stead with the client.
I think we also grew up in an environment where you used to sign administration agreements with the client, not an investment management agreement. So you first looked after the client's money, then you tried to make it more. This goes directly to looking after the client. So administration has always been the core of our process. That if you look after the client and he knows what's happening to his money, he'll be happy. The second thing is that everybody's got ideas, and we've got multiples of them, believe me. But it's not ideas that make success, it is the people. People that want to implement the ideas, have the ability to do it, and the staying power. Too many people give up along the way, so it's finding people who see things through thick and thin. And just as an example, Prescient Fund Services was started by Craig Mockford. It was an internal business, he took it out, created a business. It's now very close to R1 trillion business. Ryan Anderson started with Beetle Bailey and Prescient Securities. Liang Du, one of our students that we used to lecture at university, he started our business in China. Now we've got quite a substantial business in Shanghai. Meyer, when he joined us, transformed our retail business into about half our assets at the moment. We did it for many years before that, but didn't really get somewhere. Cherie is driving our investment management, which we believe will match one of the top fives in due course. And then Willie has taken over the running of Prescient as a whole and driving it and looking at all the facets. And it's a challenging job to build a business in many jurisdictions, and that takes a lot of tenacity. So it's the people that actually drive, and I think if you've got the right people, you will be successful.
I think when we started, it was obviously for Herman and myself, it was our venture trying to do something that we believed in. If we look at where it is now, I recall sitting at the Christmas party last year, over 300 people there, and someone walked up and said, "You must be very proud of this." And I thought, no, not what I was thinking. It's a big responsibility now. It's not about us anymore. It's a lot of families that depend on this company. So it's our job as kind of the elders in the company to ensure everything stays on track and honest, and things are done properly. It's a big company now. We've also done a lot on the transformation side, and sitting at the same party looking around at the cultures, the races, two sexes, the mix, and we really have done a lot. And I think that's a company should reflect the society it's in. It must do that, and I think we've done that. It's always a challenging environment to deal in, but I think we've done very well there. And then obviously for clients, it's always that's the core of it, to care about the client and to teach the youngsters and all the millennials how important that is. Client is center, and not commodities. So yeah, we've come a long way, and it's a lot of responsibility to keep it on track.
I think looking back, what is really fascinating is that, for me, or pleasing, is that clients that have started us in our first year in operation are still with us. So it's been clients that are 25 years. One specific client I've been managing since I started my first business in '87. And I think that gives a lot of testimony to longevity, and also gives us a lot of courage to face the future, knowing that our clients are walking the road with us.
We had a strategy session late last year, so I had to say something. My first question: who here was born after 1st of September 1998? So 3 people put their hand up. So there are 3 people who work in Prescient who were born after we started the company. Puts it in perspective. Long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we really were Prescient, we would know the answer to that. It's obviously a difficult question to look forward 25 years. But I think if the company, if the team stick to the process and keep doing what we do, keep honest and just follow the formula, there's no reason why Prescient can't be one of the most successful financial services companies in the country. I tell the guys at work that the team we've got now is really very powerful, and if they stick together for 10 years, they're going to be industry leaders. So I think, yeah, there's a lot of potential and very little reason to see why it should go wrong. Just keep at it.
Yeah, we need people in Prescient that believe in Prescient and in the people at Prescient. People that are driven to compete and succeed. And if we have the right people, they will take us to where we're meant to be. I think we need to remember that we've always been conservative in our private lives, in the way we manage Prescient, the company, and how we manage the clients that have given us the mandates. And if we continue in a conservative way, looking after our clients, we will also end up where we're meant to be.